welcome back for the 7th time today. It's Camp Point Central Southeastern starters. So there's the starters for the Camp Point Central Southeastern Panthers. And the Irish of Peoria Notre Dame, they bring Julia Mingus, number 5, number 21, Caitlin Cassidy, number 22, Maya Wardle, number 23, Emmy Weidel, and and number 24, Lexi Bear. And we are off. The jump is won by Camp Point Central Southeastern. CSE, they like to be called on the dribble. There's Lance, number 22. Down low. Block from behind, and back the other way it goes. As on the block was Cassidy. With the basketball now, number 22 is Maya Wardle. Tripped away, gathered back up. Jump ball going to be called. It'll be possession to Peoria Notre Dame. 7:29 to go here early in the first quarter. This has been billed today as one of the best games in the state. Probably two of the top 5 teams in Class 2A doing battle here. With the basketball is Mingus. She's going to go to Wardle of the Emmy variety. Pull up by Maya Wardle. Long shot off, no good. Long rebound on the ground. Finally going to be picked up. The shot was by Bear. It's finally going to be picked up by the Irish. 3 on the way by Bear. Again, is off, no good. Again, it's on the floor. And again, it's going to be picked up by the Irish. That time it was by Emmy Wardle. So it's all Irish here so far, and a traveling violation is going to be called on Emmy Wardle. Emmy Wardle's a 5'9" freshman for the Irish. It's inbounded to Brylan Lance, and the pass nearly stolen away. Going to be fought for and brought down. It'll be given to Lauren Miller, and she'll bring it back to Lance, and we'll reset the offense. 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. No score in this one. Runner off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Miller. It goes out, and a jumper off, no good by Carly Peters. Rebound down there by Krim, and it's going to go out of bounds off the Panthers. Lauren Miller, last one there, couldn't grab it before it went out of bounds. 6:16 to go, and the ball goes back to the Irish. Still no score, and two of the best teams in the state of Illinois. We'll see how it shakes out. Still pretty early, so what happens here doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but at the same time, it kind of gives you a measuring stick, right? There's a shot off, no good. Another offensive rebound, that time a foul on the shot. Good shooting 2 is going to be Ariel Graham, number 23. No, excuse me, number 23, Emmy Wardle. Fouls on number 10, Claire Houston, her first. It's a team first for the Panthers. First free throw is good, and that's the first points of the game. Second one is good as well. So Emmy Wardle has 2 points, as do the Irish, and they have a 2-0 lead with 5:55 to go. Oh, there's a little hold right there. That would have been pass interference in football. Peters with it. She's going to give it off far side to Lance. Lance picks up her dribble. Lots of defense out here tonight. You can tell it's going to be physical between these two teams. There's Houston with it. Picks up her dribble. She's going to, it's going to be stolen away. Back the other way it goes. Wardle gets the bucket to fall. Maya Wardle gets her first 2. And it's 4-0. Peoria Notre Dame. Now a turnover. Wardle gets it again. She puts it up and in again. And it's 6-0 and a timeout on the floor, charged to Central Southeastern. First timeout of the game. A 30-second timeout. It's 5:18 to go here in the first quarter, and it's 6-0. And the odd thing was it was 0-0 until about the 6-minute mark, and then a big run by the Irish as the timeout is on the floor. Inbounded, down in a hurry. Cross court. Shot blocked, but got up and in anyway. First 2 points of the game go to Lauren Miller. For the Panthers, CSE's on the board, 6-2 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Dumps out three from the corner, off no good. Miller with the rebound. She loses it again, does Krim. Now it's going to be Maya Wardle driving to the hoop and getting the bucket to fall. She's got 6. Maya Wardle is a 5'7" senior. Across it comes. Miller's going to drive, put the shot up, no shot. Foul on the floor, going to be charged, I believe, to Emmy Wardle, but we'll wait and see. Yep. Is on Wardle. Her first, team's first. 8-2 is the early score here. Lance with it. Knocked away off of Julia Mingus, out of bounds on the pass attempt. It'll be Central basketball. Of course, the Central boys just won a state championship in Class 1A football. Out of bounds. Possession to the Irish with the basketball, up by 6, looking to make it a 10-2 lead or an 11-2 lead or something more than that. Oh, good defense by the Panthers there, as now it's going to come over near side to Maya Wardle. 3 on the way. It's short, bounces off, bounced around, and Mingus is all over. They are letting them play. Runner off, no good. Tipped around, finally got down by Lauren Miller. Lance with it. Oh, nice play. Left-handed layup is good for Carly Peters. Three on the way. Off, no good. High for the rebound goes Lexi Bear. Fighting for it down on the floor. Probably going to be a jump ball or a timeout. What are they going to take? They're going to call a jump ball. Possession will go to Camp Point Central Southeastern. Number 12 coming in is Allie Stickelmeyer, and number 13 is Bridget Dooley. .251 to go here in the first quarter. 8-4. Breakout, Lauren Miller. Up and good. And it's a 2-point game. Camp Point Central Southeastern is the #1 seed at the State Farm Tournament in Bloomington over Christmas break. There's a block picked up off the floor by Claire Houston, and it goes back the other way. Brylan Lance on the dribble now. Gonna come to Houston. Peters. Lance tries to force it into Miller, and it's thrown away. 2:08 to go. And turned over. Brylan Lance with it. 2 minutes remaining. And a foul is going to be called on number 22, Maya Wardle, her first, team's second. Maya Wardle gets the foul, full timeout, charged to the Irish. It's their first timeout. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
We were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And welcome back here with 1:54 remaining. It's funny, coach down there drawing on the, well, it used to be a blackboard, Sharpie board now, whatever you want to call it. And it was so quiet in here during that timeout. You could hear every word that he was saying. You couldn't hear a thing out of the Peoria Notre Dame bench, but you could sure hear everything out of the Camp Point Central Southeastern bench. It's going to be inbounded by Peters. Lance with it. Backs out. Peters to Houston. Far side Lance. Lance for a long three. It's short. And too short for Miller to be able to jump out and save it. 1:40 to go. First quarter. The ball and lead belong to Peoria, Notre Dame, and the Irish. Baseline drive, Wardle. Shot up, short, bounced off the far side of the rim. Can be outletted to Miller. Miller now slows things down. She goes down low, and a block and a foul. Foul's going to be called on Bridget Dooley, her first, team's third of the quarter. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. Nobody at the free throw to cover a miss here for the Panthers. Second one, good as well. Those are both by number 11, Parker Krim. .108 remaining here in the first quarter. We're tied at 8. Three on the way. Almost going to say we weren't tied anymore, but we are. Lauren Miller comes down with the rebound, and she walks it back. Now she gives it to Lance with 50 seconds remaining. A 6-0 run to start the game resulted in a 30-second timeout for Camp Point Central. They scored right out of it, and they're going to call Lauren Miller for a travel. She'll turn it back over, but they scored right out of the timeout, and they've tied it up now on an 8-2 run since the 5:16 mark of this quarter. This is a second possession for the Irish since it was tied. They've both had one possession. 26 seconds remain. Wardle off the mark, well off the mark. Rebound the putback. And a rebound again. That time it was Stickelmeyer. And there's another shot off. Saved in. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Camp Point basketball with 8.6 seconds remaining. And They are letting a lot of physicality go on the boards, and Irish are taking full advantage of it right now. Lance with it. 6 seconds. Now 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. She's going to have to loft something or just isn't going to worry about it. Just isn't going to worry about it. They'll consider themselves in a good spot. Down by 0. That right, 8-8 after 1 quarter of play. The game being brought to you tonight by Adams Telephone Cooperative. We'll tell more about them when we come back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to Abington Avon High School. Game being brought to you by Adams Experts. Looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy at 217-214-3423 for fast, friendly, and affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when your computer goes down. And to start the second quarter of play, it will be Irish basketball as we are underway here with quarter number 2. Tied at 8. Oh, across the lane. Good defense coming down to help for Krim and knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Irish, but what looked like an easy bucket dissipated in a hurry. It's going to be inbounded to Cassidy. Cassidy on the dribble, gives it now in the corner. 3, good for Julia Mingus. Lance tries to drive, can't get there, backs it out. Lance gives it off to Houston now, 7:15 remaining. Scoreboard didn't update, I apologize. A steal by Cassidy, and back the other way it goes on the hand of number 22, Maya Wardle. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. There was a 3, off no good, a rebound and a foul. Be on 24 maybe? It is on number 24, Lexi Bear, her first, team's first. Emmy Wardle checks back in, number 23. Lobbing it down to Krim, back out. It comes to Peters. Peters now gives it to Lance. 6:35 remaining in the first half. Irish up by 3, 11-8. Defense has been the key. Offense at a premium. Lauren Miller trying to go somewhere with it. Can't find anywhere to go. Gives it to Lance. Lance is going to put up the shot. She forced it up, but it went in. Brylan Lance gets the bucket. Three on the way. It's good for Maya Wardle. Sure if that was a shot or a pass, but it was left short anyway. Went out of bounds. Possession back to the Irish. They lead by 4. They've led by as many as 6. Down low, Cassidy with the pass and the bucket. Caitlin Cassidy gets the bucket. And a timeout on the floor charged to the Panthers. It's a 30-second timeout. It's a 16-10 lead, back up to 6. game being brought to you by Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. It'll be Central Southeastern basketball against the zone press here. It was tipped but got to Lance. 3-on-4. Lauren Miller with it. She's trapped down there. It goes through the legs of a defender, picked up, and now it's going to go back the other way. On the hands of Emmy Wardle. 3 on the way. It's good for Lexi Bear. And a 19-10 lead. And over and back violation is Parker Krim had to come get it, and it goes over and back. It's a 19-10 game and the lead and the basketball now for the Irish with 4:48 remaining in the first half. And another 3. That is number 5, Julia Mingus. She's got her second 3 of the quarter, and the Irish offense has come to life. Now a traveling violation by the Panthers, and it's 22-10, and the ball back in the hands of the Irish. Shots up and in. That's Mingus as well. She's got 8 in the quarter. Three on the way. Mingus can't get that one to fall. Rebound by the Panthers. As Peters got the rebound, and back the other way it comes. Lance finally trying to set things up. 3:38 remaining in the first half. It was 8-8 at the end of the first quarter. And the Irish have come to life. A 5-second violation on Carly Peters. And it's a turnover for Camp Point Central Southeastern. Going to be Emmy Wardle walking it up the floor. Pull up, dumps it off. What a pass. And Mingus is the beneficiary. Give her 10 in the quarter, and it's 26-10. Knocked out of bounds by Cassidy. Stays with the Irish, or with the Panthers, excuse me. Lauren Miller drives to the rack. She draws the foul. Foul's going to be on number 21, Caitlin Cassidy, her first. Team second. 2 free throws coming for number 2, Lauren Miller. First one's off, no good. Second one off, no good. Both of them no good. With 2:50 remaining, it's a 16-point game and a chance to build on it here for Peoria Notre Dame. Across the lane, nice pass and a bucket for Bridget Dooley. An overpass intended for Miller is taken away, and back the other way it comes. 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound, well, going to call a jump ball. Possession to Camp Point Central Southeastern. Checking into the game is going to be number 12, Allie Stickelmeyer. She replaces number 24, Lexi Bear. 2:11 remaining in the first half. Miller went to Houston. Houston right back to Miller, and it's stolen away. Emmy Wardle came up with it. She goes outside to Mingus. Mingus on the dribble. Picks it up. Goes outside. That is number 10, Abigail Chaddock, I believe, in the ball game now. No, but it was 12, excuse me. That's Stickelmeyer still. And there's another layup, an easy bucket for Allie Stickelmeyer. She's got 2. It's 28, make it 30-10. (22-20) outscoring here in the second quarter for Irish over Camp Point Central Southeastern. Peoria Notre Dame dominating here in quarter number 2. Lance with it. They opened up a 6-0 lead. A timeout stopped that in the first quarter. They opened up a 6-point lead here in the second quarter. They called another 30-second timeout, and it did not even slow it down. It just is ballooned and continued to balloon and continues to balloon. And a layup off hard, no go. Rebound put back off, no good. Lance with the rebound. 37 seconds left here in the first half. AC's watching from Keokuk, Iowa. Thanks for joining us. Please share the link if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Like it. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We'd love to see that as well. 13 seconds left. Carly Peters picked it up, got it off to Krim, and Krim's going to get the bucket. Parker Krim has 2 more. And an overpass throws it out of bounds. Kelly Cassidy watching from the Ozarks in Missouri. Grandma, Grandpa, and Aunt Kelly Cassidy. Watching Caitlin, go Irish. Thanks for joining us, Kelly and family. We appreciate it. And that's how the first half's going to end, 30-12. And a game that was so close at the end of the first quarter, and a 22-4 second quarter. And it was all Irish for the most part. And we'll take a break, and we'll be back a little bit later on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome once again, as we're happy. As you know, MDH is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So Physician and Provider Recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education, and eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a fourth generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a fourth generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me. So if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being fourth generation and female. I think that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story. You love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of two, you might be one of one. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Sorry about that, folks. Got pulled away for a second there. Welcome back. We're just about ready to go with the second half from Abington Avon High School. Game number 7 of 8 of the Tornado Classic. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 10 points for Julia Mingus to lead all scorers for Peoria Notre Dame. 9 points for Maya Wardle. 2 points for Allie Stickelmeyer, 2 points for Bridget Dooley, 2 points for Caitlin Cassidy, 2 points for Emmy Wardle on 2 of 2 free throws, and Lexi Bear has 3 points as well. And a turnover. Going to go back to the Panthers. 7:55 to go. Once again, I want to thank Kelly Cassidy for watching. Got to see a sectional and a traveling violation call. Got to see a sectional regionals. That I got to see Peoria Notre Dame in. .723 is now a foul is going to be called. I believe it's going to be on Carly Peters. It is on Carly Peters, her first, team's first of the second half. Pull-up jumper by Wardle, no good. Wardle had the shot. Now double team, treble for, now Houston has it across half court. 7:03 remaining. Fouls on Lexi Bear, her second, team's first of the second half. Miller harassed, throws it to Krim. Houston with it, 6:36 to go. Peoria Notre Dame's defense has been smothering here throughout the second quarter and early in the third quarter. Shot up long. It's going to go off of, that's a good call. Can't see the number. It's off of Mingus, out of bounds. Possession to Camp Point Central Southeastern. 6:20 remaining in the third quarter. Out to Lance. She's going to drive, pull up, 10-foot jumper. Off, no good. Foul called, and I think it might be Mingus. We'll wait and see. It is Julia Mingus picking up her first foul, team foul number 2. A couple free throws coming here for Brylan Lance. She's got 2 points, make it 3. Second one's off, no good. Mingus, oh, nice pass to Wardle, and she's blocked though. Good block by Lauren Miller. Back the other way it goes in a hurry. Krim with it. Miller, left side Lance. Up top, Peters on the dribble, goes to Krim. She's going to drive, puts the shot up. She was behind the backboard, kind of got a little push, no foul called. And a foul is going to be called that time, as a couple free throws coming for number 5, Julia Mingus. Claire Houston's going to pick up her second foul. 2 free throws coming for Julia Mingus in the third quarter here. 32nd timeout charge to the Panthers. 5:47 remaining third quarter. It's 30-13. It's been a pretty slow start to this third quarter, similar to how it was the first quarter. Neither team started very fast. They ended up tied 8-8, and then it was a 22-4 second quarter in favor of Peoria Notre Dame, and it has been all Notre Dame since then. The offense isn't as good right now, I'll give you that, but man, the defense has just been phenomenal for the Irish of Peoria Notre Dame. 5:47 remaining here in the third quarter. We have just shy of a game and a half left today. Mingus' first free throw is good. That's the first points of the second half for the Irish. Second one is no good. It tips off of Wardle, out of bounds. Emmy Wardle thought it wasn't off her, but the official said, yes, young lady, it was. Again, if you're watching, you want to see some highlights, you'll be able to watch KHQA. Chris Dewar was in the house a little bit earlier. He was here for Macomb and part of CSE as well. And a layup on a fast break for Lauren Miller. She's got 6 points. Wardle, actually that's Bear, excuse me, gives it to Wardle. Emmy Wardle with it. Fadeaway jumper off, no good. Giving it back to Wardle again. From Emmy Wardle to Maya Wardle. 33-15 with 5 minutes approaching the mark. It is 5 minutes to go. Shot off no good by Krim. Out of bounds. Knocked out by the Irish. It'll stay with the Panthers, even though they couldn't finish the fast break. Carly Peters to inbound for the Panthers, and she hits the backboard. It was tipped, they said. Tipping it was Caitlin Cassidy, who's guarding the ball. The inbound. Lauren Miller, she's right elbow jumper is short, but it bounced around and fell in. Panthers playing a little bit better here in the third quarter and right back the other way. Caitlin Cassidy gets the bucket very quickly in transition. And just as I say, they're playing a little better. They just can't close the ground much. It's 35-17, 4:45 to go in the third quarter. This game being brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And we're on LB Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron LB Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.lbsellscars.com to check out their inventory. I want to welcome them on board along with Bad Boy Mowers as the Bad Boy Mowers Athlete of the Week presented by LB Auto Sales. And this week's Athlete of the Week is a throwback of sorts. We started doing them and never started announcing them in volleyball and football season, so we're going to do some catching up, and this week's is going to be a young lady from Southeastern High School. We'll show you that later on tonight after the tournament's over. We'll load that up and let you see it. 4:30 remaining here in the third quarter. (35-17). Lance. Stolen away. And then a foul is going to be called. I think that's Lauren Miller over there. Lauren Miller picks up her first. Team's third. Make that it is team's third. And a steal back the other way. Foul on the floor. Going to be a foul on number 23, Emmy Wardle. Team's third as well. (35-17). A steal by Mingus. The left-handed layup is good. Mingus has 13. Carly Peters. Back to Lance across half court. Tries to go to Miller. Krim has it. Saves it in. Out of bounds. Possession to Peoria Notre Dame. And Houston might have got a little help with that one. 20-point lead. I do believe that's been the biggest lead of the game thus far, but the Irish trying to change that. Skips it across. Mingus wide open. Three. No good. And a bad pass results in a steal. Mingus. Layup good. That is Maya Wardle, number 22. 39. Now a steal by Emmy Wardle. Mingus puts a shot up, off no good. Lance finally comes down with the rebound for the Panthers. Now Cassidy comes together. Big collision. Bounce pass. Mingus from Maya Wardle. Mingus gets another two. 41-17. Timeout on the floor, charge to Camp Point Central Southeastern. It's a full timeout. They'll have 2 timeouts. So they have 1 timeout left. (41-17). We'll take a quick break and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Welcome back to Abington Avon High School. It's the Tornado Classic, game 7 of 8 in the third quarter here. 1 more game left after this one. We've got 1 1/4 games left. Well, 1 1/3 games left, kind of. Krim with it. Lauren Miller with the spin in the bucket. She's got 6 1/4. 3 on the way by Bear is off, no good. Carly Peters with the rebound. She outlets it to Krim, who loses it on the floor. Jump ball. Possession goes to Panthers. 1:51 to go in the third quarter. Shot off, no good. Mingus for 3, off, no good. We've thrown away, possession to the Irish. Cassidy and Emmy Wardle check back in. (41-19) the score. 1:32 remaining in the third quarter. Ball tipped away from Dooley. Cassidy has it. She's going to drive. Fakes the pass and gets the layup up and in. Caitlin Cassidy gets 2 more. The Irish looking to make a statement here this afternoon and this evening. As we approach 1 minute to go, they are up 24 on Camp Point Central Southeastern. Houston with the basketball. Peters to Miller. 50 seconds. Lance drives, can't finish. A foul is going to be called on Cassidy, I believe. Nope, they're going to call it on number 23, Emmy Wardle, her third. Team's 4th. 2 free throws coming for Brylan Lance. She's hit 1 for 2 in this quarter already. Maya Wardle checking in. Also getting ready to check back in is Lexi Bear. Emmy Wardle is going to take a seat, as did Mingus. 37.3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We have another quarter to go this one. And both free throws good that time. Caitlin Cassidy gives it to Bear. Bear throws it away. Miller is there. 25 seconds remaining. 3 by Lauren Miller. The 19-point game. Cassidy, shot off, no good. Rebound underneath, put back up by Dooley. She's going to be fouled. She'll get a couple free throws. Fouls on Panthers number 11, Parker Krim, her first. Panthers third, make it fourth. First free throw off, no good for Bridget Dooley. Second one is good. That's the end of the third quarter of play. 44-24. The Irish lead the Panthers. We'll be back in just a minute on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
Welcome back here as the Irish lead 44-24 as we enter the fourth quarter. Final 8 minutes. Fouls reset. It's Mingus, Bear, Cassidy, Wardle, and Wardle on the floor for the Irish. It's Lance, Peters, Miller, Houston, and Krim on the floor for Lance tried to throw the towel to the official, and it might have been the oddest toss. They got some water on the floor over on the far side. They're trying to wipe up. Pretty good contingency of Peoria Notre Dame fans in the house on the far side. Eight minutes on the clock as we get ready to go with the final quarter for this, what we expected to be the best game of the weekend, and it has not turned out to be that. Bear. Wardle. Knocked away. Stolen by Peters. Carly Peters puts a shot up and in. I will say that the Central Southeastern Panthers started to come back quite a bit. Oh, Cassidy missed the shot, got the rebound, gets fouled. Second foul on Krim, team first of the second or the fourth quarter. Cassidy misses her first free throw. Second one is good. How'd that roll out? Holy smokes. Counted and a foul. I think it's going to be Emmy Wardle going to pick up the foul. It is Emmy Wardle picking up her fourth. Carly Peters gets the bucket to fall, and she's got a chance to the old-fashioned three-point play. Oh, I guess the bucket didn't go. It did go in. I thought it did, but nobody moved. Down to Cassidy, to a cutting Wardle. Can't finish. Jump ball, possession to Camp Point Central Southeastern. Abby Sticklemeyer checking in for Emmy Wardle. Lance pushes it up the floor. They've cut it to 16, trying to make a run here in the fourth quarter. It's out of bounds. As I say that, every time I start to say something like that, it jinxes the run and it ends it for whatever side it's on, it seems like. Still trying to get it in bounds as Camp Point Central Southeastern has stepped up the tempo a little bit defensively here in the fourth quarter. Across, wide open underneath the basket. That's number 12, Alex Sticklemeyer gets the bucket. Left elbow jumper off, no good for Miller. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Peoria Notre Dame. Tipped away, but Bear is there to get it. Bear to Mingus. Mingus has a game high 15 coming into this quarter. Bear spins in. Baseline jumper off, no good. Lance with the rebound. 5:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. One game left. It's Evergreen Park and A-Town here in the first ever Tornado Classic. Lance picked up her dribble, throws it away. Mingus comes down with it. 5:18 remaining. She's going to get a left-handed layup. It's going to leave it short. A little distress from Lance. Lance gets the rebound. Brylan Lance did a good job of getting over and causing her to change the shot a little bit. 5:05 remaining. Houston with it. Lance. Well, it took him long enough to call that. Bear is going to pick up the foul. That's her third. Team foul number 2. Emmy Wardle checking in with 4 fouls. Mingus knocks it away. There to steal it was Dooley. Emmy Wardle gives it to Sticklemeyer. Down to Dooley. Dooley is fouled by Lauren Miller. It'll be second on Miller. Third on the Panthers, or second on the Panthers, excuse me. Two free throws. First one's good for Bridget Dooley. Second one's good as well. 49-29, and just like that, now a turnover. Dooley again, another foul is going to be called. This one's going to be on Carly Peters, her second. Team third. Irish to inbound. Mingus with it, 4:30 remaining. That was touched, which bailed out. Well, Dooley stepped on the sideline, it would appear. Turnover with the lead 20 again. It was down to 16 for almost a minute and a half, few possessions, but Central Southeastern couldn't do anything with it. 4-10. It's kind of been the story of today for a lot of teams. Missed opportunities. Basket's good for Carly Peters. She's got 7 in this quarter. Nobody else has scored, however, for the Panthers. 3:50 to go in the basketball game. Bridget Dooley had it. .338 remaining. Through the hands of Dooley. Back out, setting it up. It's Maya Wardle with it. Coming to trap. Mingus. Jump ball. Subs coming in, Bear and Cassidy back in. Dooley and Stickelmeyer out. It'll stay with the Irish. 3:07 remaining. Bear for 3, good. Lexi Bear hits the triple. 2:55 remaining. Goes to Miller, comes across to Krim. Krim loses it, gathers it back up, gives it to Lance. 2:45 remaining. Houston with it. She goes to Peters. Carly Peters to the rack, lays it up, and good. 9 for her in the quarter. 2:28 remaining. Maya Wardle with it at the half-court stripe. Breaks the contain. On the dribble now. Comes to Cassidy. To Bear. Bear puts the left-handed shot up and in. Lexi Bear gets the bucket. She's got 5 now in the quarter. 54-33. Timeout on the floor. Will be charged to Camp Point Central Southeastern. No timeouts left for Camp Point Central Southeastern. .206 remaining in this one. This game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
And welcome back. 2:06 remains in this one. It's 54-33. Neither team taking any subs out, though, or putting any subs in. They're playing it all the way to the end right now. 2 minutes remaining, essentially, right at the 2-minute mark now. Krim. Lance with it. Peters goes to Miller. Miller puts a shot up off, no good. A little bit of contact. Lance pump fakes, drives in. 14-foot jumper off, no good. And a foul is going to be on Bear, I do believe. Lexi Bear is going to pick up her 4th. Team's 3rd foul. Inbounded. Cassidy has it. Outlets it. Wardle. Maya Wardle backs it out and sets things up. 1:35 remaining. Down low. Reverse layup. Bear can't get it to fall. Outlets it. Miller. She goes to Peters, who gets it across. Nope, it's going to be stolen away by Emmy Wardle, who's playing with 4 fouls. 1:15 remaining. Maya Wardle with it now. Throw it over to Emmy Wardle, and she's going to be fouled. Fouls on number 2, Lauren Miller. We've got 5 subs coming in for Peoria Notre Dame. That'll be team foul number 4 on the Panthers. So we'll see if we can see who's in here right now. It's going to be for Notre Dame. Number 10 is Abigail Shattuck. Number 13 is Dooley. Number 32, I don't have on my roster. Number 14, I don't have him. 14 is Aiden Maloney. 50 seconds remaining. Peters throws it up off the glass, no good. Also in the game, number 4 is Ellie Bear, B-A-R-E as opposed to B-E-A-R. Subs in for the Panthers now as well. In the game for the Panthers, number 23 is Ariel Graham. Number 4 is Anna Peters. Number 30 is Agnes Ginenbacher. Dooley put the shot up, couldn't get it to fall. Number 3 is Marley Long. Number 15 is Kaylee Bachhold. Jump ball with 11.3 seconds remaining. I think I got everybody. Ariel Graham, Marley Long, Anna Peters, Kaylee Brockhold, and I don't know who number 32 is for them. And that's the end of the ball game. 54-33 the final. 7 of 8 are in the books. We'll give you some stats here in just a few moments. Got an MVP coming here. We'll let you know who that is. Maya Wardle is the MVP. We'll talk about her in a second. We'll take a quick break and be back. One more game to go here this evening. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be back with stats in just a minute.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And welcome back as we get ready for the A-Town game against Evergreen Park. Stats here. Game high 15 for Julia Mingus. The MVP goes to Maya Wardle with 13 points. 8 points from Lexi Bear. 7 points from Maya Wardle. No, excuse me. Maya Wardle had 13. Caitlin Cassidy had 7. 2 for Emmy Wardle. 5 for Bridget Dooley. And 4 for Allie Stickelmeyer. 7 of 10 from the free throw line were Peoria Notre Dame. 13 to lead the Panthers for Lauren Miller. 11, including 1 of 1 free throw shooting for Carly Peters. 9 of those were in the fourth quarter. 0 of 2 free throw shooting for Lauren Miller. 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Parker Krim, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line for Brendan Lance. Peters had 11. Miller had 13, 4 for Krim, 5 for Lance. They were 6 of 9 from the free throw line. That'll do it for game number 7, 54-33, Peoria Notre Dame. Downs, Camp Point Central, Southeastern. We've got one more left. Come back and join us for A-Town and Evergreen Park from the Tornado Classic in just a little bit here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.